Hi everybody, you all heard of Chat GPT, right? There are many other AI tools that can be very useful. Probably you have even started using some of them and they have blown you away with their capabilities. This has resulted in a common concern that AI is gonna take our jobs, but I think we need to change our thinking of it as a tool and not our replacement. It will make us more productive, reduce the barrier of entry for many professions, and it will also innovate the way we do certain work. AI is spreading across all industries and it starts to produce really good results for text and code generation. It can draw beautiful images, it can help with video and audio editing and slowly making its way in 3D world and video production. And I think it will surprise us even more in the coming years. So let's open Chat GPT and ask it to produce us some code that we could use. I'll be asking all questions about Revit API because that's what I cover on my channel mainly. So the first question I'm going to ask is how to create a wall with default wall type with Revit API and Python. Let's see what it can produce for us. And it looks like it's writing what we wanted, but one thing I want to point out is that it often gives you code with bugs and sometimes even makes up classes and methods that do not exist anywhere. So you still need to know how to code because you will often need to fix a lot of things. But it's still great help because you're gonna get a lot of code that actually works. So as you can see, it has written us the code and also it added all the explanation about everything that is happening in this code. But here on the bottom it wrote that note that you will need to replace level ID, height, base offset and flip with appropriate values for your specific use case. So I'm gonna write here, can you complete the code by adding level ID from active view, random height, base offset and flip values, and also include transaction because we are modifying a document. So now I'm going to copy this code. Let's go to Revit and we're gonna test it in interactive Python shell. I'm gonna insert it here and click on the run button. I can see right away that it tells me create takes at most 8 arguments but only 7 given, so it has forgotten one of the arguments. I know exactly that it has forgotten here to introduce a structural boolean, which could be true or false. Now I also need to restart it Revit Python shell because I started a transaction. Now, if I'm gonna run it, you can see that now I have created a wall. The next useful prompt that I want to show you is translating C# code to Python. I personally code in Python, but all documentation and a lot of resources for Revit API in C#. And while I learned how to translate them manually, it's not the case for beginners who are just starting with Python. So I'm going to find some C# examples in documentation and give it to Chat GPT to translate. Let's see what it can do. I'm going to open Chat GPT. I'm going to write translate this C# snippet to Python and then I'm just going to paste all the code that I copied from documentation. Now has translated the C# code into Python. Let's ask Chat GPT how to use this function. I'm going to ask it to also use the transaction so it doesn't forget about it, and I want to see some notification if it was created successfully or if it failed. Now we have an actual function that's supposed to create a floor and an example which actually gonna use this function. Let's copy it to Revit and see if it works. First I'm gonna copy this function, and I'm also gonna copy this part right here. Honestly, to me it looks pretty well, so I think there is a good chance that it's actually gonna run. So let's click on run. And it actually gives me a pop-up error saying that there was an exception, element level ID is not a level. So if there's something wrong with the level, I'm gonna get it myself. Now let's try to run it again. And this time it tells me that the floor was successfully created. And I can see it on the screen right here. It was also nice to see that it managed to use task dialog correctly, that we got this notification saying that it has completed successfully. This is quite useful. So by now you saw that ChatGPT is actually pretty well at writing code and also helping us to use it. Another interesting use of ChatGPT in programming is to ask for code explanation. We're just gonna provide some code and ask to explain what it does. It's especially great for beginners. It might not always do it right, but I'm sure that it will be able to teach us a lot of new things. You can see the code right here, it's not that complicated, and there are also a lot of comments, which can be very useful to ChatGPT. And you can see that it has broken down my code into 11 steps, and it wrote a little bit about each step. But the best part is I can keep asking even more explanation about different steps. For example, let's say that I found this snippet somewhere online and now I'm interested how does it get all title blocks. And ask it, can you explain how does getting all title blocks work in this code? And you can see it has happily explained me all the steps it takes to get all title blocks in Revit. And to be honest, it's actually a pretty good explanation. It has written me what we need to do, then it wrote the code and also broke all the steps and what they do. But I can ask even more questions. Let's say that I can't understand why we need to use two elements method, which you can see right here. Now it's going to explain me why do we use two elements. This is actually an amazing tool for beginners, because you can create these one-on-one tutoring sessions with ChatGPT where it will break down all the concepts that you don't understand. And even here, I'm using very niche topic about Revit API, and I gotta say, it explains it pretty well. Also, the answers is gonna be always different depending how you frame your question, so I would strongly recommend you to use it. Lastly, I want to remind you that it's important to document and type hint your code. not just for others but also for you in the future and your IDE. By adding explanation and type hinting, your code will become more readable and it will lead to more maintainable code, which is easier to access and reuse. So let's give some code to Chat GPT and ask it to document, add some type hinting, and also I'm gonna ask it to break down my code into logical steps and turn it into function. Now we can see that it has actually created a few new functions. It also wrote the doc strings, added type hinting, and it documented my code much better than it was before. For this specific code, this is a little bit an overkill. Probably I shouldn't have asked for the doc strings because it takes a lot of space and it's quite self-explanatory. But still, this is really great, especially for beginners who don't really know how to document their code pretty well. This is going to be a huge step up. These were just a few examples how ChatGPT can help us be more productive as programmers. We have asked it to produce some code, we can reference different documentation, we can also give it some code and ask for explanation, and even for one-on-one tutoring. And AI tools are only going to keep improving. We're currently on the ChatGPT model 3.5 I think, but soon there will be ChatGPT 4, 5, 6 and so on. And also competitors, they won't sit still while it's happening. There will be a lot of different AI tools coming from tech giants, and I think we will benefit the most as users. Also, I hope that you will share your experience with ChatGPT in the comments. What prompts have you used successfully and how did they actually help you? Let's see how much I missed here in my video. And a huge thanks to my supporters on Ko-fi and Patreon. Unfortunately, I'm not as active on YouTube and LinkedIn right now as I would like to be, but I have a lot of things going on right now. Hopefully, I'll get back to weekly upload schedule. Thank you for watching. My name is Eric Fritz, and I will see you in the next video. Happy coding!